Giancarlo Fisichella, the talented Italian with 229 Grand Prix starts in F1. After making his debut with Minardi in 1996, he moved to Jordan for the 97 season, where some impressive performances saw Benetton sign him. After 4 years and 7 podium finishes for the Italian outfit, Fisichella moved back to Jordan and in 2003 won his first race at the chaotic Brazilian Grand Prix. After a year at Sauber, the time of Fisichella consistently beating his teammates would come to an end, as he teamed up with Fernando Alonso at Renault for 2005 and 2006. Giancarlo could not match the pace and consistency of the brilliant Fernando, but managed to get his hands on 2 wins and helped Renault to win the Constructors' Championship in both years. The Renault car proved uncompetitive in 2007, and Fisico then moved to New Boys Force India in 2008, which didn't all go too well. But in 2009 he scored Force India's first points in F1 with a famous pole position and second place finish at the Belgian Grand Prix, and soon after Ferrari, a team Fisichella had always wanted to drive for, signed him to stand in for the injured Felipe Massa for the remainder of the season. However, he struggled to get to grips with the more advanced Ferrari car in the short time he had, and could not score any points for the prancing horse. Retained by Ferrari as a test driver for the following seasons, Fisichella now races for the team in the World Endurance Championship and notably won the GT Pro class at the 2012 24 Hours of Le Mans race. However, Giancarlo's passion was always for Formula 1, and urged on by a fanatic Norwegian fan, Fisichella is now back, making his return to the F1 grid. And I am Fisi91, the man who will be steering Fisichella through this comeback. So welcome everybody to the first race of the F1 2013 career mode. We are of course at Albert Park in Australia, and as you can see, Giancarlo Fisichella for his return will be driving a Marussia for this season, which is, as you know, one of the 2 slowest teams on the grid along with Caterham. But as Fisichella was looking around for a seat in the last minute, it was the only seat available, and Marussia wanted some experience alongside new boy Jules Bianchi, so in that way it was a decent fit, but it is going to be very difficult to get any kind of good results in this team. But Fisichella has been in this position before, obviously in 2008 with Force India, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do this time. And before you all ask, why the fuck do I like Giancarlo Fisichella so much? I'm going to try to explain it, but the reason isn't all that exciting, I'm afraid. It basically just happened that in 1998 I got my first F1 game on the Nintendo 64, a game which was based on the 1997 season, where Fisichella was driving this beautiful yellow Jordan car, and I ended up driving as Fisichella on that game for many hours. So when I watched my first F1 race a few years later, Fisichella was the most recognizable name for me, and I basically just started following him from that point on. And like you will know if you're a true fan of someone, once you've started cheering on them, you don't stop. So here I am, still cheering on Fisichella, and we'll be driving as him in this career mode, which is unfortunately probably the closest I'll ever get to seeing Fisichella back in F1. So let's make him proud, shall we? So looking at the setup quickly, I'll be doing the same as I did in my 2012 career mode, where I'll be using the default setup, meaning every setting in the middle, for every race, because I don't want to give myself any kind of setup advantage of the AI, so it'll be a bit more challenging. And obviously the AI difficulty will be on Legend. I'm going to be using no assists as always, and I'll be doing the full 3 qualifying sessions, obviously as many as I get through, and 50% distance races this time, so a bit longer than the 25% that I used to do, so that could be quite interesting. So we now jumped into qualifying. It's quali 1, and obviously Giancarlo will be doing his best to get through to Q2, but considering the car we're in, realistically it shouldn't really be possible to get more than 19th, but it was looking pretty good through this Sector 2 split, so let's see what the time will be as we come towards the end of this lap in qualifying 1. Reaching the line now, and it's a 27 flat, and for the moment that puts us at P6, but we're gonna get the results up in just a minute to see if that got us through. And it has done. It was the 12th fastest time in the Marussia for Quali 1, which means the Fisichella moves on to Quali 2. So that is an impressive start to his comeback then, considering teammate Bianchi was down in 21st place and will be starting the race from that position. But now we're in qualifying 2 and just started our final lap because the time is about to go out. As you can see, we've already put a time on the board which is at 27 flat, a very marginal improvement over our Q1 time, but it's only good enough to put us 15th place at the moment, so we need to improve if we want to get higher up the grid. So it's a pretty decent first sector so far. Let's see, we're yeah, just about, just under a 10th up on the time we need to get in the top 10, I believe. I'm not quite sure how that works, but with the timings on this game, but at least we're 1.5 tenths up on the previous best lap. So now the time for quality 2 has gone out, and it's looking like a pretty good lap, but obviously this Marussia is quite slow and is a bit sluggish to drive, I must admit. So we lost a bit of time in sector 2 now, only 300ths of a second up on the previous time. So it all comes down to sector 3 if you can make up some time to improve the qualifying position. Come on, Giancarlo, you can do this. Looking pretty decent through there, throwing the car into this fast right-hander and slowing it down to first gear for the penultimate corner now. Ooh, just trying to not spin up the wheels as we go through there, and we can't really go flat out through the final corner with this Marussia because the back end wants to step out, but it was pretty decent. And now we look at the results, and it's P13 for qualifying, so we improved by 2 positions, jumping both the Force India cars then. Only 3/10 off Nico Hülkenberg in P10 there, so it wasn't far off getting into Q3 in the Marussia, so I think that's a pretty solid and good start. So we move on to race day then, and looking quickly at the strategy, I had done 1 online race before this, and on that case I had to do 3 stops, which was quite a bit, but the default strategy tells me 2 stops here, so I'm going to try to follow that and see how it goes in terms of the tire wear, which is pretty extreme on this track. The tires will fall off quickly, especially considering the soft tires is the super soft red mark tire. So then, 17 years after Fisichella made his real-life F1 debut in '96 with Minardi around this same track, now the lights are out and away we go for his comeback. And it's not a great start, just struggling to stop the wheel spin. And now we got 2 Force India cars going up the inside, and we dropped 2 positions before the turn 1, but now we're gonna go around the outside a few cars, get back up to, oh, Fisichella's not happy there. We've got a little bit of a tap, but we managed to gain 2 positions by going around the outside. We're now up to P11 to come towards turn 3. Down up the inside of the McLaren. And we managed to take Perez up to P10, so we're the Marussia in a point scoring position now. Grosjean is the next man up. Let's see if we can keep on the back of him. But now all the cars ahead will be substantially quicker than this Marussia. As you can see there, Grosjean just pulling a massive gap on the straight already, and it wasn't even a short straight. So now Fisichella just gotta hang it out, and it doesn't look like there'll be any chance. There's a bit of a train forming behind, and Grosjean and the other quick cars pulling out ahead. Braking a bit later, but then ran wide, so we've got a bad exit onto this back straight. So Hülkenberg is going to be all over us as we approach the quick turn 11 and 12 chicane. Ooh, he's having a bit of a look, there's no way through here, so Fisichella holding his line nicely. So we gained 3 positions from the start and up to P10, but can we hold on to it? Doesn't look like we'll have any chance of catching the cars ahead, so it's a bit of a Fisi train at the moment. You might have heard of the trolley train, now it's a Fisi train, another Italian causing trains on the F1 track. But now Hülkenberg is going to have a look at around the outside of turn 1. Ooh, he's run a bit wide onto the grass and it's giving him a bad exit. Fisichella powering through to take back P10, and now he's just bunched up central back there. This Marussia causing a massive pile of cars just waiting around, a bit of a wobble through turn 3 then, and Hülkenberg's still right on the back of us. We can't really, struggling to get the power down as quickly as we want this Marussia. It's not easy to drive as you'd expect really, with it being one of the 2 slowest cars. Managed to defend from Hülkenberg into that corner. So and look at the gap to the cars ahead, 4.3 seconds after 1.5 laps, so it's no chance. P10 is at the moment the best we can hope for, I think, but even that would be a very impressive comeback for Fisichella if we can do it. And looking back, Perez has managed to get past Hülkenberg, so Hülkenberg might have made a mistake or something, but now Hülkenberg's managed to get back past Perez as we skip to the end of lap 3. So let's see if he's gonna have DRS, I believe, because that was the first lap with DRS enabled. Here he comes, but not close enough to have it go into turn. Oh my god, it's a Lotus! Ooh, just about avoided it. And so did the cars behind. I think there might have been someone crashing into Grosjean there as well. And he must have had an incident with Felipe Massa, because he's now not far up the road. So Massa and Grosjean coming together, I believe, and that is good for us, obviously, because that put us up to P9 now. Those who watched my 2012 season obviously will know that we saw the AI doing quite a bit of weird stuff throughout that season, and it's happened again already after 4 laps with Grosjean spinning out. And now Hülkenberg is going to have another go with DRS on the main straight, coming towards the start of lap 5. Fisichella's not bothered to defend. We just let Hulkenberg up the inside, but he's going to brake later instead and hold it around the outside. And ooh, the Force India of Adrian Sutil, Fisichella's old teammate, obviously, at Force India, managed to sneak through Hulkenberg there as well. So that is very impressive from him. And Fisichella will not want to let his old teammate pass, I'm sure of that. And just to point out as well, the pit stop phases already start because we're up to P7, which means 2 cars ahead have already been into the pits after lap 4, so that's very early. They might be going for a 3-stopper, although I expect most of the other cars to do 2-stoppers like I will be trying as well. So going for the start of lap 6, you can see the tyres are starting to fall. Oh my god, it's pretty much 3 wide, as Sutil's going to go around the outside of Fisichella, and he's pulled it off as well. Grosjean's just behind as well, trying to get himself back through the field, and we're gonna have a go with using a bit of curves now to get up the inside of Adrian Sutil, braking later than him. We missed the apex, that's a bit very forceful, which has pushed Sutil a bit wide, and now Grosjean, oh my god, he's gonna go around the outside, and up to, he's now P4 for him, because even more cars have been in the pit lane. Oh, I was a bit forceful there, on Adrian Sutil, but not really fighting Grosjean, so it doesn't really matter, I think, if he gets away now. So skipping to the end of the lap, and the tyres have just started to fall off the cliff. There's no grip left in them. As you can see, he ran wide through there. And now we're still struggling with the oversteer, coming towards the penultimate corner now. Oh my god, we're almost spinning it. There's no grip left. We need to get into the pits ASAP. Move out of the way, guys. I'm going in. Adrian Sutil was not going in, so it could have been a collision there if we hadn't backed off, but it did well, and we followed into the pits by a few cars now. Hulkenberg at least I saw there, and a Williams, and the other Force India of the rest back there. Lots of pit crews out. It's going to be a battle of the pit crews. Come on, Marussia, you can do this. Looking at the wheel gun man, putting the wheel on the car, the front. Oh my god, it's a long pit stop. They had to wait for 2 cars to go through to not get an unsafe release, and that's put us behind the Williams of Bottas, and also behind Hulkenberg, as there's a stream of cars coming towards turn 1, and the Toro Rossos had to back off in the battle with that other Williams of Maldonado, and now there's a few cars ahead, so we lost out a bit in the pit lane, I think. The Toro Rosso as well as Maldonado managed to get the undercut on us, and the Bottas and Hulkenberg both getting ahead in the pit lane. But now we're having a go at Bottas, going to go around the outside now, going towards turn 11. And Bottas has wisely backed out there because we managed to get our nose ahead and on the racing line into that corner. This is a good move, and he's backed up quite a bit, so up to P18, but I suspect that we'll gain a few positions now as a few more cars are in the pit lane. Bianchi, my teammate, in now as well, and up to P16, so we gained a couple of positions. We're starting lap 8 now in the Toro Rosso. Slow down there, there's a bit of battling going on ahead. And Ricardo is the next man up that we're going to try to get back past, because we're obviously, as I said, lost out a bit in the pit stops, so we need to overtake people now if we're going to get back up to P10 that we had before. So now midway through lap 8, coming towards turn 11 again. Oh, it's a collision ahead! Force India has gone spinning. Ricardo very nearly went into the side of him, but we managed to avoid it, which has given us 2 positions. I think that was Di Resta, was it? Or was it Sutil? I'm not quite sure on that one. It doesn't really matter. All I know is that we gained 2 positions, and that's a crucial part. Now up to P14 at the start of lap 10, and the Ferrari's coming to the pit there. I think that was Felipe Massa, it was indeed. And he'll be on a different strategy, Josh, I believe, so you're not really battling him, but he's managed to get himself ahead of the train behind there. So he'll probably have a look at me now. Come to the end of the lap. Massa with DRS, and we're going to go defensive, so we don't want to let him pass easily. Massa, the man Fisichella replaced when he drove a few races for Ferrari at the end of the 2009 season, but not able to defend as the Ferrari had too much straight line speed there with DRS enabled. Went around the outside of turn 1 pretty easily for Felipe Massa, and just understeering this Marussia through turn 3. So now at the end of lap 12, a few laps later, Maldonado managed to catch him. Almost hit him in the back there, so lost the rear a bit, and now instead of having a go at Maldonado, we've been put under pressure from Ricardo, but at least we have DRS. Massive trainer with DRS. So let's see if we can get a good exit up turn 1, have a go at Maldonado, because we're still going to have DRS in the second DRS, so now come towards turn 3, let's go. Not using any curse, I don't think really having a go here. Fisichella deciding to stay behind for now. But it's good to see that we're able at the moment to mix it up with the midfield teams in this Marussia. So it's a good sign as we now, in the middle of lap 13, come towards turn 11 again. Are we gonna take another to Williams? We took Bottas there earlier, but not close enough to take Maldonado on this occasion. Lost a bit of time through that chicane there, as the Marussia just didn't want to turn in for some reason. Very hard to get it to grip sometimes, I've found. So lap 14 now, still chasing Maldonado for this 12th place. Oh my god! Not close enough to go for an overtake there, but certainly close enough to hit Maldonado up the anus. And that's managed to get the Ressa to come through. Because that was not very good driving there, Giancarlo. You should be better than that, you know. But oh well, we're just gonna have to try to get it back. Oh my god! The rest has suddenly turned into a snail, and we have to avoid him and gone onto the gravel and onto the grass, and now we have to just get on the power as quickly as possible because they're coming a train of cars is streaming past us now. That's lost us 3 more positions now because of that. Sutil, Ricciardo, and I believe Bottas as well. So all managed to get through. So down to P17, it's all turning on its head now. It's not very good, and now we had to turn it up to Rich. Makes it just try and keep up with this train. And as we come to start of lap 15, we're not sure we haven't been able to do it, but now there's a car coming out of pit lane. There's a McLaren. Ooh, and it's slowed Ricciardo and Sutil up massively. And now we have to go with DRS around the outside of Ricciardo and come towards turn 3. You got up inside of Sutil as well, so it's 2 overtakes in 1 corner, but also losing the rear end to come through turn 3, and Sutil's managed to get past us because we had a bad exit. So Giancarlo looking very feisty now. He wants to impress on his return to show that he still deserves to be on this grid despite being in his early 40s now. But it's going to be difficult now because the group of cars ahead all have quicker cars with more power than this Marussia. So we move on to lap 17. The gap is pretty much 2 seconds to Adrian Sutil ahead, and the tires again come towards the end of the stint now. 17 was our planned lap to stop to go onto the primes for the second time. Our final stop in the race then. Let's see if there are other cars going to the pits as well. There probably will be a few. So coming towards the pit lane in P13 at the moment. Probably drop a few places as we go through the pits now. Selecting prime tire again, the Force India there of Di Resta. He's just there, let's see if we can hold him up a bit. Oh no, he's just managed to get sent out ahead of us. So the wheel gun man is at it again. Will it be a better stop this time? A 3.0, so that's a good comeback from the Marussia crew, who had to wait to let me out last time and lost me a bit of time, but this time it was a good stop. And there's a car coming through there, there's Ricciardo. Can we stay ahead of him, going into turn 1? Hitting the apex nicely and on the power. But as we had to stay within the white line coming out of the pits, that has compromised our exit now of the corner, and it's actually Jean-Eric Verne having a go, not Ricciardo. Come towards turn 3, he's having a little bit of a look there, but we managed to brake later and hit the apex nicely. Obviously cold tires now at the start of the stint, so gotta make sure not to spin the car, which is quite easy at this point, but done it nicely there. And jumping now to the end of lap 18, Jean-Eric Verne still on the back of us, and there's a few cars in the pits, so I expect we'll be moving up a few positions now, from P18 up to P17, but Jean-Eric Verne's gonna have a go around the outside. Ooh, it's side by side now. Got a better exit than him as he went a bit wide on the grass. Now he's side by side, coming towards this straight on towards turn 3. Verne will have DRS. I have not, but I've got the inside line. He's actually outbraking me there. So he's trying to hold it right at the outside, but he's gone wide under the curb. Still holding on, but now he's backed off, and we can get the place for P17. Ooh, that was a pretty nice battle there. Jean-Eric Verne putting up a good fight for this position, and Adrian Sutil, the gap now to him is 2.7 seconds. So I'm actually a bit surprised at that, because I did the undercut. I picked it up earlier than Sutil, but he hasn't managed to get me any closer. But another couple of cars in the pits there, which has moved us now up to P15, and I kind of expect that this is where we're at now, because I think most cars will have made the final pit stop at this point. We now move quite a few laps forward because there wasn't much happening, and scratch what I said before. So Williams going in the pits there, which means we'll get up to P14 now. That's nice. That's Maldonado going in the pits, and we turn up to Rich. I still think we have a bit of fuel left to try and challenge these Force Indias, and they're both running line astern for in 13th and 12th place. So Till is the first car that we're going to have to try to navigate. There's quite a gap ahead of them, so I think P12 is what we're looking at best here. P10, we were in P10 before the first stop, it's kind of gradually fallen away as other cars have been quicker. Hulkenberg, for example, who we were close with at the start, just disappeared into the distance somewhere. But I don't think this is too bad anyway. I'm still getting used to the updated handling and stuff in this game, which is a pleasure to drive, by the way. I love the lack of traction and the more lively car that we get on this game. But now we come towards turn 3 with DRS, but still also has DRS. Let's see if we can have outbraking to go up the inside into turn 3, and we've done it. Hitting the apex now, and just waiting to get on the power because the traction wants to slip the rears up, if that makes sense. And just going to try to hold on from Sutil now, and hopefully challenge the rest there within the last 3.5 laps. But I'm going to have to try and keep on the back of him within the 1 second zone. Come towards the next DRS straight. So let's see if we have done. Yep, he's not far ahead. This is Alonso, Fisichella's old teammate at Renault, has put up the fast lap, and now we made a mistake. We ran wide. Ooh, under pressure from Sutil, and still understeering. Coming towards the end of lap 26, and that's not good at all. I think that might just have put us out of the DRS on the DRS, and that could be crucial now. We're just trying to get on the power through there, and we have no DRS. That is crucial. That'll seriously hamper our chances of catching the rest with the final 3 laps that we're into now. Up to P12 actually, so I think there's been another car in the pits, or maybe someone has retired. I'm not quite sure, but P12 is the position we're in. Sutil could not challenge us with DRS there. And now we skip forward again, still the same order. Sutil on the back, and we have lost curse. Crucially, the curse system is broken on this Marussia, so Sutil is having to go up the inside now with DRS, but now he's braked very early and backed off. And it looks like Fisichella might just win this battle of the old teammates. Sutil now under pressure from another car back there. I believe that might be Toro Rosso. So we're just gonna hold on to P12, I think. That is looking likely that that's where we're gonna finish now. Holding it together through his final lap. The tires are going actually, and we have no curse still, but managed to hold on. Come towards the final corner. Lewis Hamilton has won the race, almost losing the back end there with Marussia out of the final corner, but holding on for P12 in the first race back for Fisichella, and that's surely quite a surprise to see Marussia up in P12. So I think we can be reasonably happy with this result. We had 1 point inside obviously earlier in the race, but it slipped away, and in the end we finished 1 minute and 6 seconds behind the winner, Lewis Hamilton. So it's quite a gap, but we managed to mix it up with the midfield teams, which is very nice to see. It was a quite interesting race, a few incidents, a few overtakes, and we managed to hold on with the tires to do a 2-stopper as we planned. So as you can see quickly now, Hamilton won the race with Webber very close behind. Grosjean gets on the podium for the first race of the season. That's very nice for him. Alonso, Rosberg, Vettel all up there as well. And at the back we had 2 non-finishers, one of them being my teammate, Jules Bianchi actually, plus Kimi Räikkönen, so that's a big name, non-finisher. So the Drivers' Championship will obviously be the same as the order of this race, so don't really need to look too much at that. Constructors' Championship, Marussia obviously no points, but in P8 then, because we finished higher than Williams, Toro Rosso and Caterham, and Mercedes taking an early lead in the Constructors. But I hope you guys enjoyed this race. It was the first race of obviously a 19 race season, bringing Fisichella back to F1, and if you want to make both me and Giancarlo happy, please leave a like on this video, and comment as well if there's something you want to say. And as for strategy for the next race, I'm not quite sure whether I want to be starting on the primes or the options for the next one in Malaysia, so please leave a comment to tell me what you think I should do there. But until the next time, I hope you enjoyed this F1 2013 video, and I'll see you later.